What's up, everybody? This is Dark Macek with Brutally Delicious, coming at you with a review of a screening of the Nick Menza documentary, This Was My Life. Okay, so Megadeth was probably the band of my teenage years. And I have gone on record many times as saying Rust in Peace is the greatest metal album ever made. So naturally, I have a very high opinion of Nick Menza. He was in the band from 1989 until 98. You know, he was on pretty much every Megadeth hit other than Peace Sells and In My Darkest Hour. That said, a whole lot of us didn't know too much about Nick. I actually did know the piece of trivia that it was his father who played the saxophone on the Pink Panther theme. But I knew comparatively little about what he was like as a person. By now, everybody knows David Ellefson is a huge sweetheart, Midwestern guy, and Dave Mustaine can be hard to work with, but is generally good to fans. The only bit I got from Nick was on the Paranoid cover when he keeps playing and then yells, "Fuck me running," which made him seem like kind of a fun guy, but we don't know much else. So the movie is actually a really nice piece about Nick as a person. There's definitely a lot of Megadeth in there, but it's not as linear as perhaps I was expecting, and I think that's for the better. That is, the movie is in sequence into first there was Rust in Peace, then there was Countdown to Extinction, then there was Euthanasia. It does talk about his time in Megadeth, but it's less about the band and more about him. There's some very sweet interviews with all kinds of family members. His father is apparently still alive because, he was in the film. It seems like he has 2 sisters and several nieces. And very touchingly, one of his sons was actually at the premiere there in Hawthorne, New Jersey with us. David Ellefson was there, kind of the MC of the event, I guess you would say. He's also the primary narrator of the film and I think a producer. So it was very sweet to see that apparently, things were not on bad terms at the end. I won't go into it here. Let's just say that the last attempt to reunite the Rust in Peace reunion obviously failed, and it did seem to be a bit acrimonious at the time. But the fact that the family is embracing Ellefson in this way is very nice. I will just say one more thing, which is that the movie seemed to be very fair. I half expected it to be hating on Mustaine or Megadeth in a lot of ways because of that sour end, and there was almost none of that. There were a couple voices in there that seemed to be kind of anti-Dave, but it was more about what a talented guy he was and what a family man he was. So, Megadeth fans or just metal fans, this is definitely worth a view whenever it does get a wide release. I'll certainly give it a rewatch in a year or so. And for now, on my journey to my parents' house for Easter, I will definitely spin Rust in Peace. Thanks, dudes. Rock on.